wife replied, "The reason has to be because we have to repeat everything to the men." The husband then turned to his wife and said, "What?" Okay, I guess that's it. So, and so it is. So this is happening March 19th. This is probably the youngest performer we've ever had here at Unity Spiritual Center in the Mojave Valley. She's coming to do a concert 6 p.m. on Thursday, March 19th. And she actually did a little video for us. So if you would click that.
Unity Spiritual Center of the Mojave Valley. My name is Jessie Powers, and I am a nationally touring singer-songwriter. And I'm really excited to let you know that I am coming to visit you on March 19th. I will be there to share a full concert of my original music. These are songs and stories about my time on the spiritual path so far. I'm 34 years old, and I got into Unities and Centers for Spiritual Living about 10 years ago. So I have a lot to say, and I'm really looking forward to sharing with you. And it's going to be an uplifting and insightful and beautiful night. So please come on out on March 19th. I'll see you there.
And then there's this happening. So on Saturday, the Saturday after, or just a few days after Jessie, then we have a concert with Armand and Angelina. And that's going to be a little earlier. They understand that some of us older folks like to get home a little earlier. Anyway, and then they'll be at the service the following day. And then after the service at 1 o'clock, they do their native flute. We call it a workshop. They call it a play shop because you will play the native flute. So we want you to come for that. And here they've also made a personal video for us.
Hello, everyone. We're back. And we're coming back to your center to offer the message, the music, the meditation, and mirth.
Yes.
The 4 M's.
4 M's.
And we'll be doing a couple of our other programs while we're here. It's been a few years since we were with you. We got a whole new lesson.
So excited to be back.
Sharing new songs and new stories and just having a great time with you again. So see you soon.
All right. Bye. Many blessings. Bye.
Now, here's an opportunity. When musicians are traveling, you know, when anyone is traveling, we're looking for a reasonable place to stay. And so what we're hoping is that one of you or two of you may be willing to create a space in your home. Jessie is just staying for the one night, Thursday night, the 19th. In the morning, she has to do a live stream, so she'll need a quiet place that morning for about an hour, I think, from 9 to 10. And then she'll be on her way. And then Armand and Angelina will be staying Saturday night and Sunday night. So just think about whether you've got room and the hospitality in your heart to do something like that, or if you want to give towards a fund so that we can help them stay at a room across the river. So there's always some option for us to express our love and appreciation for the people who come out of their way to come here and to serve for us. Finally, do we have any March birthdays? Please stand so that we can have Melissa and Z sing to you.
cheers, cause life is hard. Sometimes for real, the tries and fails, the rise and fall and rise again, cause through it all, you never stop. You made it through. We love you. Happy birthday, you.
You bring such good in this life you live. We praise you and hold you dear. Happy birthday to you. Celebrate. Happy birthday to you. Rock your day. Yeah. Birthday to you. Celebrate. Happy birthday to you. Rock your day. Birthday to you. Celebrate. Happy birthday to you. Rock your day.
It's under the announcements.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Oh, is it on? Good morning, everyone. It's so lovely to see you all here today. I'm going to be reading our word for the day, and today our word is illumination. I'll say our affirmation first, and then we can say it together. I walk with faith along the path of light. Together, I walk with faith along with the path of light. When someone gets a flash of insight or makes a sudden realization, it is often said that a light bulb has gone off. It is no surprise that growing in understanding is likened to light, which brings brightness and clarity to what was once obscured by the darkness. I am grateful for the illumination I have received as I have traveled the divine path. My spiritual growth may not always be easy, and I will never stop learning and discovering. But there is such value in the journey itself. Those moments I feel newly close to spirit, those times when the divine within helps me make a better choice, and those precious flashes of pure love and light. I welcome my ongoing illumination, knowing the light I seek is already within me. And our affirmation together again. I walk with faith along the path of light. And so it is. Thank you.
Many lies, beliefs, and faiths, many minds refuse to change, but there is one source of life. We all know this deep inside. Many rivers are returning in their own way to one source. Many rivers are converging with the one unchanging force in our lives. Many souls upon the earth, many lost lives, many hurts, but there is one force we all feel. There is one love that will heal. Many rivers are returning in their own way to one source. Many rivers
one of my favorite songs. Loving that song. You know how when you love, hi, sweetie, good to see you. Many rivers, or you might say souls, all returning in their own way to one source, all converging with the one unchanging force in our lives. I can listen and I can love you, even if we don't agree. Because where we come from and where we're going is the same for you and me. That is a fundamental teaching of New Thought, which is unity and Centers for Spiritual Living. And also A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love, which are essentially continuations of the story that Jesus came to tell. So fundamentally, we understand that we are one. Fundamentally, we understand there's only one source. There may be many names that it's called, and there may be many paths to that. One, just one. The title for today's talk is, What Will You Stand For and When? When I was 12, some of you know this story, we were a family of 5. I was the youngest. I had 2 older brothers, and my brother that was just a couple years older than me, that summer began to have strange pains all over his body. And within a 3-month period, he was gone. And so you can imagine the day after he passed, and he had lived in this, essentially in this hospital room for 3 months. So it was his home. So you can imagine what that hospital room looked like. There was painting on the window. There were, of course, flowers and cards and things all over the walls. He lived there. So the next morning, we had to go to the hospital and clear all that out. So the 4 of us had just left our home, and there was a light right there. And we were sitting at the light, and the light turned green, and we didn't move. It was almost if we couldn't move, because the thought was, and in our hearts was, how do we continue without Rick? But the light said it was time to go. And then the person behind us let us know it was time to go. Have you ever done that? Or have you ever had that done to you? So I remember that my dad had gotten angry. And you know, anger is so much more empowering than sadness. We're going to return to that a little bit later. I did a talk about it a number of weeks ago, about that emotional scale that, it starts down there with grief. That's about as low as you can go. And if we want to come out of grief, anger is something that can help us to do that. But then we have to also move beyond anger. But of course, my dad didn't do anything. We had a job to do. We had a place to be. And I don't even remember how that all worked out. I just remember the moment at the green light. And it's been a teaching moment for me throughout my life, because I make a point not to beep at somebody if they don't move right away at the light, because I don't know what they're going through. But now I'm realizing that it's time to also look at, they maybe didn't know what we were going through, but we didn't know what they were going through either. Maybe they were also on the way to the hospital urgently. Everyone's story, everyone's own sad, difficult challenge, whatever it is their own worst story. You can't say, well, mine was worse because my brother had died the day before. I don't know. So see how very quickly we can misunderstand each other and our intentions. And in many cases today, it's gotten clearly worse and worse and worse. There are efforts to divide us. So we came across a teacher, a healer, an intuitive recently, actually at the suggestion of Melissa and Z, those of you who remember Melissa and Z. And so I have several short clips I'm going to be playing of him today. And the first one is now, and this is about those, what is called generated division. So let's listen to Lee Harris.
Generated division will continue to be exposed, and this will lead to a breakthrough by April. There is a lot of generated division. It isn't true. It's flames that are being fanned. And so we can come away from reading whatever source of information you're reading out there, questioning how divided is this world. The world is not as divided as we are being led to believe, I'm told. Of course, you know, the bully always draws the most attention because they're loud, they're bombastic, and they throw their weight around in the room. So everyone notices the bullying energies, and it can lead to a distorted view of what's real. So generated division is where we are given manufactured stories, manufactured information to try and encourage us to attack and fight each other, which is not what we want to do in the coming decades. It's the opposite. In the coming decades, we're actually going to be coming together more. And as people coming together more, as we as a people have to work together. And there will be those in certain areas of leadership who will also be doing this and will be wanting to bring people together. So it's going to be a very choppy time, but watch out for generated division. Watch out when you are being asked to think badly of someone or something. It won't feel good to your body or your heart. And that's because it isn't an energy that's designed to promote good or unity. It's the opposite. And there is going to be more of an exposure around this too. By April, this is going to become a bit more known and seen by more people, which will help it will help it lose some of its power, or it won't be able to hold some of its power, is the message.
Is that helpful? Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna, for a moment, I'm going to name something that's in the outside. We don't usually talk about that, but you must all by now be familiar with the Epstein files, which give all of the details of information about people who were involved in a trafficking of humans, of young women for the most part, too young women. And so essentially sexual abuse. I'm bringing this up today only because our unity movement, and actually the whole of the New Thought movement, so this includes the Centers for Spiritual Living, they are removing Deepak Chopra and all of his literature, everything that has been produced by Deepak Chopra. And this is because his name is throughout the Epstein files. So know that that is happening, that we are standing not against a soul, a person, but for those who were injured, for the right thing, for what is good and right and true and beautiful, what is love, what is true love, what is divine love. So, you know, I've talked about we go out onto 95 and we rally and out there. And it's interesting because the last time I talked about doing that, I also talked about how there were people in the group who were not ready to meet resistance, and they were yelling and screaming. And interestingly, the last time we were out there, those people weren't there. So there was none of that. So when there were people driving by and giving us, yes, the bird and more, they were receiving nothing but love back. In fact, our dear Amy, one man got stuck at the light, at the red light, so he couldn't stop his bird from flying. And she just blew him kisses over and over and over again from her heart. So I guess what we need to recognize, and we've all known this as children, we know that there will be consequences for our actions. And that everybody has consequences for their actions. And you might say, but some people sometimes don't. And then you know what we have to do? We have to rely on the laws of the universe. And karma is one of the laws of the universe. It's not a punishment. That's not what the New Thought movement is saying about removing it. It's a natural consequence. We will not support someone who has been engaged in such atrocities. So on a number of occasions, I have shared about spiral dynamics, which is a theory about human evolution and how we evolve based on the skills and the resources that we need at the time. So this actually, when we look at the evolution of humanity, it starts 250,000 years ago. So what was going on 250,000 years ago? Well, that was that was basically survival, whatever you had to do to stay alive. And then what has happened in our evolution is that we develop those skills But then times change, and we have to transcend, we have to integrate what we've already learned and developed, and we have to transcend to the next level. And we know that some people don't like to change and to move on and to evolve. So what we need to know is that at every level, you know, you might say, well, and let me say there are two tiers. So all of this, all the way up to green and into green, is all fear-based living, because we had to, I mean, you know, it ain't easy living. And so that part of us that had to move and do what they had to do to stay alive, what we had to do to stay alive, that's still in us. And it's taken us a while to transcend it. We're still transcending it. It's still very much, how many of you live with a little bit of fear every day of something? Okay, I'm the only one. Okay. So the first tier is fear-based. It's not until we get up into, and some people are up in that level, the colors actually have nothing to do with it, just helps to delineate. So the first one coming online at 250,000 years, this is the tribal rituals, taboos. And the other interesting, fascinating thing is we go through these cycles of this is very independent focused here. And then moving into, we started to form tribes, we started to come together. There was more power in numbers. But then in the next phase of our evolution, we go into individuality again. And then we go again into community. And there's this flip-flopping. But here's the thing, it's not this or that. It's this amazing, beautiful spiral. So all of this is within all of us. And we will, in every day, we will visit some of the impulses of all that we have evolved from. So the next, let's see, let's go back. This was our, hunters and gatherers here at this level. And the next level is, that's when, this is really the dawn of history being recorded up here. And we're kind of starting to feel ourselves, you know, and we're into discipline and tradition and morality, saints and sinners. That's where that all started there. And you know, that's still very much alive. Okay, is it right or wrong? Might not be right for you. It just is. It's part of our evolutionary process. Some of us have worked really hard to move beyond it, and we are where we are. So there's this sort of theory of how human evolution, how we have evolved. And what I didn't say is once you move beyond this first tier, those higher tiers are love-based. We can get there. There are people there. We will get there. We're getting there. So this is another theory that has very similar aspects, but it's not focused on our evolution as much as our consciousness. So it's not as much focused on our lived experience as it is where we are in consciousness. And it's very similar to that emotional guidance system that we talked about. It was on the back table for a number of weeks, and I'll show it up here in just a minute. But the cool thing about this one is that David Hawkins, who created it, calibrated every level of our human family in terms of its energy. So here, down here in shame and guilt and grief and all, these are very low numbers of vibrating. And so it's actually kind of a spiraling down when we're in those spaces and that energy. So we continue to move up and we get fear and desire and then anger, very empowering, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance. And again, as you get to those higher levels, and our understanding is that if you average out the entire human race, that the average, because some people are really high and some people are still really, really struggling in fear, that the average comes out to around 200. So that's right in here. Still a fear-based vibration. And then finally, Abraham Hicks, the emotional guidance scale, and this is what I did a whole talk on this month or so back, where this makes it more personal. This is the skill that we can develop to spiral up towards love. To spiral up to where we don't match somebody's energy that is angry and hateful and mean. Just because they're angry and hateful and mean to us doesn't mean we need to do that back, because we can stand for love, as Amy did. So a couple more clips here from our friend Lee. Let's see, we've got generated division, and here we have the tide turns as more people choose love and choose to stand for love, to spiral up.
The tide turns as more people start to wake up. And this is going to be a theme that's going to run through February and March. It's going to be, there's a global conversation going on right now between more and more people. A lot of people in shock, a lot of people horrified, a lot of people questioning what's going on. And then others among you who may have been anticipating much of this, and you're a bit more steady or a bit more ready for it, you might be supporting those people. But the tide turns as more people start to wake up. This directly refers to what my guides were saying, which was by April of this year, we're going to see more of a, what's the word? They're saying uplift in terms of what we're currently experiencing. There was a message in the annual energy update, which was, we're going to see many things this year that in the immediate moment that they happen will look very, very bad. And you won't necessarily be able to see how these things are going to change in a more positive way or be curtailed. And that's going to be a big theme this year. There are going to be lots of moments where we go into shock and we wonder what's going to happen. And it will actually be because of our collective rising and speaking up out against, but also on behalf of, speaking on behalf of the marginalized, speaking on behalf of the groups who are currently being persecuted or forced in some way. Because what we know about those agendas is they are actually global. And even if they are just targeting subgroups right now, we all have to be very mindful of what is going on and in our own ways, find ways to bring a different energy. There is a different energy coming in and it's hitting the planet, higher consciousness, but it is disrupting a lot of the old. So equally, on a personal level, that can also hit us. You know, it's not at all a surprise that so many of us are rapidly transforming who we are, how we feel, how we see things, old stories leaving. I mean, it's very, very fast right now, the fastest I've ever seen it in my 33 years of being a student of self-growth and spirituality, so I know we're all feeling it. So the tide turns as more people start to wake up. Remember, compassion is going to be really needed for our fellow humans during this time. Compassion for self, yes, but compassion for those who are really impacted by this and going through what is really an early stage of awakening for them. Many of them will be in an early stage of waking up to see that the world isn't quite what they thought it was. Many of you will have already felt that for a while, you'll have seen things. So it's a very tender time, and it's a time that requires us looking out for each other where and when we can. You won't be the life raft for everyone, and there will be certain people you aren't meant to be the life raft for, and you will feel it when that dissonance is there. But there will be others that you are meant to be there for, and it won't always cost you a lot to give a little, offer some love, offer a word of support, and that can be enough to lift someone. So be vigilant to the needs of others right now, because it is a very tender time on earth for so many, and they might not be speaking about it. They might not be used to speaking about it. So have as much compassion as you can and hold as much space as you can for seemingly strange behaviors in people. It's a normal reaction to what's going on.
So, love or fear? And I actually pulled some quotes from some of what I consider what is current day or modern day scripture from A Course in Miracles. It reminds us in lesson 48, there is nothing to fear. The presence of fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength. The awareness that there is nothing to fear shows that somewhere in your mind, though not necessarily in a place you recognize as yet, you have remembered God. And let that strength take the place of your weakness. The instant you are willing to do this, there is indeed nothing to fear. And in A Course of Love, I wanted to share this because we were just reading it the other day, and it looks like I lost my place. But it was essentially about there is no right or wrong. Swallow that one. And then a quote from the co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore. This is what he had to say about love. And remember that when we're talking about love here, we are not talking about physical love, romantic love, not really even familial love. We're talking about that love that requires a higher consciousness. So he says, in divine mind, love is the power that joins and binds. In the meditation this morning, I was talking about the planets. And isn't it cool that there's this amazing balance that keeps the planets in place? Do you ever think about that? The perfect balance of gravitational pull and inertia. Anybody know anything about inertia? You know, if you just keep going in the same direction unless another force pulls you. So that's what keeps the planets. They have inertia, they will just kind of float in a straight line, but the gravitational pull of the sun is at the perfect balance to keep them right in place. If that's not love, I don't know what is. So in divine mind, love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe and everything in it. It's the great harmonizing principle. Divine love is impersonal, okay? It loves for the sake of loving. It's not concerned with what or who it loves, nor with a return of love. Like the sun, its joy is in the shining forth of its nature. Love is an inner quality that sees good everywhere and in everybody. It insists that all is well and refuses to see anything but good. In refusing to see anything but good, it causes that quality finally to appear uppermost in itself and in all things. Love is the great harmonizer and healer. Divine love will bring your own to you. So call it law of attraction. It adjusts all misunderstandings and makes your life and affairs healthy, happy, harmonious, and free. Love, therefore, is the fulfillment of the law. I'm going to stand for love. Now, so will you stand with me? Let's stand for love. Yeah, let's stand for love. After the service, okay, sweetie? Okay. All right, so let's have just a short, actually, we're going to need to keep moving, so I'm not going to do meditation. Let's move on and do our song. So you can sit, but keep standing for love.
When I dip my toes in the waves of the ocean, something in me knows I am part of that ocean, and I can't deny I am one with all life, 'cause this is my world, and this is your world. Together we will choose a fate. When I stand in a forest, it's been here for 1,000 years. Something in me is silent, and I open beyond my fears. And a voice from inside tells me not to deny. This is my world, and this is your world, and together we will choose a fate. We all come from one source, we'll return to one source. So let us sing with one voice, let us sing our heart songs. Sing with me.
I choose life, and I choose love. I choose life, and I choose to love, 'cause this is my world, and this is our world, and together we will choose a fate. This is my world, and this is our world, and together we will choose a fate.
When I dip my toes in the waves of the ocean, I know I'm alive.
I was wearing this all the way through this. Thank you, Natalie, for that wonderful message. Folks,
It's all about love. It's all about love. Okay, so this is our time for welcoming any guests. Do we have anyone here for the first time? I think not. They all look very familiar to me. And welcome back to all of you. So we move on then to our love gifts. And again, you all know the routine with the tip tap machine, with the baskets. We love you and appreciate anything at all that you're willing to give. It means a lot to Unity and keeps us going. So thank you, thank you. And let's say our giving and receiving affirmations. Today, I give freely without expectations, aware that as I give, I receive beyond measure from a benevolent universe. Today, open to receive what is being offered, aware of my gratitude and the love which radiates from my heart back into the circle. I am both a giver and a receiver of loving gift. And so it is.
All that I have is blessed. All that I give is blessed. All that I am is blessed. Blessed. All that I have is enough. All that I give is enough. All that I am is enough. Blessed, thankful, so thankful, thankful, I am thankful.
Pop up if you can. Pop up. If you can't, fake it.
Well, you gotta turn the mic on. Fake it till you make it.
I gotta turn the mic on.
Oh.
Okay, thanks. So I'm here for Papa positivity. Papa positivity. Something is always happening that's good in the world. And when we look for the good, we can find it. If we focus on good, it expands. Today's segment of Pop-Up Positivity is about something that's going to happen right here at Unity. Yay! So if you want to stand, you can. If you want to sit, you can. Do whatever you're comfy with and what your body is telling you to do. So if you've been here a while, you've probably seen and done it all, right? Because that's what we try to do here. Things happen in cycles. And once again, we would like to give the community opportunity to get to know each other in ways that we maybe don't know each other right now. So, March 15th. When?
March
15th. Right after service, plus about 12 minutes for setup. When? Fantastic. We invite all of you, all of everybody, to come on in, and we're going to hang out together over pizza and beverages and icebreakers. We'll just call them icebreakers. And spend some time together, not in this same setting, but on the other side of the wall. and hang out and get to know each other. And it's for us, for all of us. And the inspiration was Natalie shared during the week that communing with us in a different way is important to her, as it is. So this is an opportunity for us to gather, to do that, and for an amazing soul named Natalie Lehman to find connections in a different way that matter. So when?
March 15th.
About 12 minutes after service for setup time. So we'll be getting some food. I will take all kinds of dietary needs, wants, interests, have to haves into consideration for all of that. So join us. We'd love to have you.
Jared, come on, Jared.
Can you hear me? All right. Too loud?
Yeah, a little too loud.
How about now? How about now? Okay. Well, coincidentally, as Natalie was talking about love, and love being what holds it all together, I did a Qigong workshop a few years back in Sedona with Master Lee, and he called this Qi energy love. And that's the way I like to think of it, this life healing energy that's flowing all around us and in us. We'll just call it Qi. And we'll do a little balancing of that love in our hearts. Start off getting to the Qigong posture. Feet shoulder width, somewhat parallel. Knees are slightly bent. Pelvic is tucked. Spine's erect but relaxed. Arms dangling, allowing them to pull your shoulders down slightly. Head and neck aligned with the spine. And sink the Qi. Inhale as your palms float up. Exhale as they float down and your awareness floats down through your body, detecting and releasing any tension. One more time to sink the Qi. Then inhale up and allow your knees to bend as you exhale down. Sinking and then rising up the center, out in front of you, around and down. Inhale up to chest height, a diamond shape. Exhale out, down as you sink. Balancing our heart. Taking this reality in a love embrace. Up to chest height, a diamond. Exhale out and down as you sink. Preparing ourselves to meet the remainder of this day with a caring and compassionate heart. Then sink the Qi. Feet together, palms over the lower dantian, the storehouse for this Qi energy. Feet rooted to the earth, upper body able to sway like a bamboo in the wind, tuning in to this wonderful chi energy, to this love that's all around us and in us. It's a very good standing meditation. And back into the center, arms open, gazing upward, practicing this wonderful emotion of gratitude and thankfulness. Thank you, God, for this beautiful weather. Thank you for allowing us to dance on this earth in human form for a while. Then inhale as you bring your palms together, down in front of your mouth, open your palms. Exhale and bring that breath to your heart. And may all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from hunger. May all beings be truly happy. Namaste and thank you.
Let's come together for our closing song.